here in studio with our colleague and friend Sherelle Roberts to discuss more of what we can expect tonight in election 2023. And Sherelle, we were talking earlier for the non-PhD candidates like yourself, for folks watching at home, for armchair political followers. Give us a primer, give us some ideas of what we should be looking for tonight as returns come in and we try to track this, because there's a lot to unpack here.
You know, there really is a lot to unpack, Doug, and I think on election night, of course, we've got our snacks, we're hanging out,
snacks
and
are
we're
good.
watching all these returns going across the screen.
Right.
But what do they really mean?
Exactly.
And so for folks who are in these political war rooms, and I've been talking to both Republican and Democrat strategists all day, I've been texting them, I've been talking to them on the phone, and there's a couple of key counties that they are keeping an eye out on.
Okay.
And really, they're looking at things over in the Eastern time zone. They're looking at Rowan County, where Moorhead is. They're looking at Elliott, Floyd, and Madison. So these are areas that Beshear won last time. He did really well in those areas, and they believe that if he wins them tonight, he's got a real good chance of winning, because these are areas that could go one way or the other. So if folks are really concerned about the economic issues, how Governor Beshear has brought money to these areas, the work that Governor Beshear has done there since the storms, he's looking good. But if they're thinking more about these, what I would call culture war issues, like Senate Bill 150, talking about should kids get sex education, or be talking about sexual orientation, gender identity. If they're thinking about abortion issues and they're on the side of that abortion should be curtailed, well then, you know, Attorney General Daniel Cameron has a good chance. So those are some areas to watch. However, Northern Kentucky, that's also a place to watch. Northern Kentucky has some blue patches, but it is traditionally red. However, Governor Beshear did win Kenton and Campbell counties. If you can hold on to those, that's a really good sign.
Interesting.
Now, Boone County, that's Daniel Cameron country, right? We're expecting that Attorney General Cameron is going to win that. But if Governor Beshear can siphon away some of those votes in Boone County, that's a bad sign for Attorney General Daniel Cameron. And so that's something that the number crunchers are watching tonight.
What's your take, Sherelle, on, it just seems like just today, people got on board with the fact that this was going to be a hot race, a close race. A lot of people are saying, oh, I'm surprised. You're not surprised.
I'm not
You've
surprised.
got the inside track. So where are we with this?
You know, from the beginning, I really said that this was Attorney General Daniel Cameron's race to lose. He is an incredibly popular Republican, not just in Kentucky, but nationwide. He is a Senator Mitch McConnell protege, someone who has been working with him for decades since he was in college. And this is really a red state. President Trump, former President Trump, carried Kentucky both times. And so there's a really large expectations that Republican candidates would do really well. However, Governor Andy Beshear, one of the most popular governors in the United States, his approval rating, 64%, that is almost unheard of.
Exactly.
He has done what some people would say an excellent job following the tornado and the floods in eastern and western Kentucky, but people start making up their minds about who they want to vote for as the races go on. So we saw that early polling where Beshear was up by 6, Beshear was up by 8. There was one that said Beshear was up by 16. And then the latest we saw was neck and neck, 47-47, could go either way. And that's because people are paying attention now. Like, when it's not election time, we're trying to go to the grocery store, get our kids ready. We're going to work. We are not worried about the election, but people are making their minds and really drawing in. And so if you weren't paying attention, or the people who they were polling early maybe weren't sure, now people know they're ready and they're casting their ballots.
I love this. Sherelle, we're glad you're on our side. This has been fantastic information. We know you're on point for the rest of the evening, so appreciate your insight on this.
Thanks, Doug. It's the happiest day of my life.
I know. And